Hi everyone, Fox 19 now. First Alert Meteorologist Anna DuVall here with your forecast update. This is what we're looking at right now. I know we have a lot to cover here. This is what it's looking like outside right now. Hi Seth, how are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Excited to move on with the work week, sort of. I kind of just want to get past Monday, so we have those warmer temperatures across the tri-state. So that's what I'm looking forward to right now. This is what it's looking like out there. We're starting to see sunset here in the next few minutes, and that's what it's going to look like around town as well. Sunset is at 6:29 tonight, so that's what we're looking forward to here. This is what it's looking like out of our Turfway camera, 39 degrees. Feeling more like 32, so a pretty chilly night, and we're going to continue to drop in temperature here. Clouds are going to start building in. We're going to see a wintry mess out there tomorrow. So let's go ahead, jump right into it, talk about what it's going to be like out there. Hi Amanda, I see your question. It's not going to be a complete disaster, but if you're in northern Kentucky, we do have a chance of seeing a glazing of ice, and that could cause some issues, especially on any untreated roadways. If you're north of the Ohio River, it's going to be mostly snow, and again, the same problem, those slick spots on any untreated roadways are going to be the main concern. We'll get into that forecast here. Today, our high was 48, low was 30, and look at that, we're right perfectly in line with the high and low. That is normal for this time of year, not close to either one of those records, and we didn't see much of anything in terms of precipitation out there. If you're looking forward to the spring forward in your timeline here, sunset tonight, 6:31. We just went over that. As we move into the end of the week, March 8th, the sunset is going to be at 7:38 Eastern Daylight Time because we are going to spring forward. Okay, let's jump right into things. That was kind of my fun start to this. Let's get right into the nitty-gritty of what everyone needs to know on here. Okay, tomorrow, snow, ice, rain, likely with this. We're tracking that out. Tuesday and Wednesday, storms are likely, 60 degrees. Thursday, Friday, storms again will continue to be likely going into the weekend. We're going to see the 70s moving forward. Here's what it's looking like on clouds and radar. Again, clouds starting to build into the area. We'll continue to see that through the night tonight. We have winter weather advisories for the entire tri-state except for Fayette and Union County, and those are going to last until Monday at 11 a.m., right around the time when all of that snow and sleet and ice exit the regions, and that will transition into rain. Let's go ahead and talk about it here. So this is 11 p.m. tonight. Again, some spotty snow showers start to move into the tri-state. Those won't take over the tri-state until about 4 a.m. And then we're seeing a pretty decent snow coverage around the tri-state area, 4 a.m. down. South of the Ohio River, you can see that wintry mix line. That's that ice line. That's going to be where the most significant travel disruptions will be, where that ice line is. And again, you can see the rain right below that as well. So that's something we're watching out for. As we push into the morning hours, we start to see a little bit more sunshine, that warm up a little bit. A lot more snow is going to transition into a wintry mix. And again, that possibility of seeing a glazing of ice on the road, some sleet as well. That's what we're looking forward to tomorrow morning. Let's push forward here because that wintry mix is going to kind of take over here as we enter the late morning hours. This is 9 a.m. on Monday, and again, that wintry mix starting to push in as we start to warm up a little bit more. By noon, sort of still seeing a little wintry mix there, and then that will transition to rain by the evening hours. Again, the main concern with this is going to be that ice accumulation that will be down in south of the Ohio River. That's where the majority of that ice accumulation will be, south of the Ohio River here. You can see that's about 1/10 of an inch to a 0.3 inches. So again, that's just like a glazing of ice, but definitely could make for slick roadways heading into tomorrow. I do want to go ahead and show you guys this First Alert Weather Day headline. Obviously, we have been tracking this First Alert Weather Day for a little while now. again, snow to freezing rain and sleet, and then that transitions into rain by the late afternoon and evening. How much snow is possible? 1 to 2 inches, but you can expect to see 3 inches possible in isolated regions, especially if you continue to see snow over and over again. That's going to be north of the Ohio River. North of the Ohio River, you have that possibility of seeing up to 3 inches. South of the Ohio River, that's where that glaze of ice is going to be expected. That's where you really need to be careful heading into tomorrow morning. When you're heading out for that morning commute, we're seeing that snow come down in the north. We're seeing that wintry mess down to the bottom where you could see, again, that freezing rain and that sleet causing the slick areas across the tri-state. Again, that's south of the Ohio River. Hazardous travel, again, tomorrow morning, a slow commute. Give yourself plenty of extra time. The ice, black ice, are definitely the biggest hazard with this, and so you want to give yourself plenty of time to, for one, sit in traffic, make it to work, and just expect the unexpected going into tomorrow. That's the biggest piece of advice. Icy surfaces will be out there, so that's what we're looking out for as we move into tomorrow morning. I'm going to show you guys a different model here. We just went through one. This one is going to be fairly similar to the last one. Around 4 a.m. we start to see the snow enter the tri-state here. Then by the late morning hours, that gets taken over by that wintry mess. And again, you could still see some of that ice coming down Monday morning. Just remember that this snow, this ice, doesn't have borders. And so it won't just be contained to one county or another. It can go wherever it wants to go. So just remember that you could also see the ice south or north of the Ohio River. We're just really expecting the majority of that ice to be down south of the Ohio River. That's not to say that you can't see it north of the Ohio River. Heading into the afternoon hours, again, that transitions into rain, and we'll see the rain continue here through your Monday going into Tuesday, and then we'll see a round of thunderstorms heading into your Tuesday morning and afternoon, and that will continue throughout the day on Tuesday and heading into Wednesday, and another batch of rain. So we're expecting a pretty rainy pattern ahead here, and that's what we will continue to see moving throughout the week. A very spring-like pattern that we're entering. Once we get through tomorrow, we're going to be in a pattern of seeing, let's go forward to it here, a lot of rainfall in the forecast. So the 70% is for tomorrow's little wintry mess that we're going to be seeing tomorrow morning. Tuesday is for rain, Wednesday is for rain, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all rain chances, and warmer temperatures are on the way as well. So it's not just isolated to rain. We're completely kind of transitioning into spring here over the next week. And again, it's not going to completely become spring, but definitely spring-like conditions heading through the rest of the week here. Warmer temperatures, more rain on the way. So that's what we're looking out for heading into Monday. And again, let's go ahead, track through the rest of that week there. Again, here is Tuesday. We can see definitely some thunderstorms out there. Not expecting it to be severe, but definitely some thunderstorms out there, a rumble of thunder or two for the time being. Of course, that can change. We'll keep you guys updated with that. Heading into Wednesday, again, another batch of rain. Thursday, same deal. The chances of that severe weather are likely to be towards the end of the week and not so much the beginning of the week. So I would keep that in mind here. Hi, Sam. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Rebecca, I was just responding to your comment there. I don't think the severe weather is going to be at the beginning of the week. It's more likely to be towards the end of the week if we have any. It's just something we have to watch out for. I think we're just taking this one event at a time. Ryan, I see your comment about the spring snow and ice. Yeah, today's the first day of meteorological spring, so I was excited, to start taking in those spring-like conditions. And, we, of course, have that wintry mess out there heading through your Monday. So, again, that first alert weather day for tomorrow, that morning wintry mess, travel impacts are going to be likely with that. To run through this one more time for anybody that's just now joining us, snow, freezing rain, sleet, transitions into rain by the afternoon hours. Oops, sorry, I clicked forward on that too early. Up to 3 inches possible. That's going to be in the north of the Ohio River. 3 inches is that isolated higher total. 1 to 2 inches is more likely to see. I agree. I am also ready for the warmer weather and the less rainy weather as well. If you're north of the Ohio River, up to 3 inches is likely. If you're south of the Ohio River in northern Kentucky, and in some of those Indiana and Ohio states that are kind of along the river, that's when you could see that glaze of ice. So that's where we really need to be careful heading into tomorrow morning. So here is that commute forecast for you. Again, snow to ice to rain expected for the morning commute. So slow travel. Give yourself an extra couple of minutes here in the morning. Especially just expect the unexpected with driving. By the afternoon, it's going to transition into rain. 39 degrees, a chilly day ahead for us tomorrow. But we are on the up and up, and I'm going to get into that just because I want to talk about something that's a little happier. These are the temperatures right now, 30s, 40s across the area. If we zoom out, the southeast is having quite a warm spot right now. 65 in Nashville, 74 in Atlanta, 77 in Hot Springs. Look at that, 80 in Dallas. Feeling pretty good out there. Everyone that's in the north is kind of stuck under this cold drape right now. And here are the temperatures with those feels like. 25 feels like in Connersville, 33 in Cincinnati, 28 in Hillsborough, 26 in Wilmington. That's right now. We also have some winds coming from the northeast. Those were pushing in pretty strong, 10 mile per hour, 12 mile per hour sustained. We're seeing gusting up to 20 miles an hour right now. So just something to keep in mind here. If you're heading out the door, it's going to feel a little colder. You're going to need that jacket if you have any dinner plans tonight. Over the next several hours here, we'll start to feel more like the 20s, upper 20s at 9 p.m., and then we'll get into the mid-20s for the overnight hours tonight. Obviously, if you stepped outside, the temperature change is pretty dramatic. We were in the 60s yesterday, and now we're in the 40s today and dropping into the 30s here in a couple of minutes. And so we're seeing a over 20 degree temperature change over the last 24 hours. And tonight is going to be pretty chilly as well. 27 degrees. A wintry mix is going to return. That's going to begin in the early AM hours. Around 2 a.m. is when we're expecting to see that first major round come in. Again, this is what the temperatures will be across the tri-state tomorrow morning. Upper 20s, low 30s, flirting with that freezing mark, and that's going to be important moving forward, especially with who sees that wintry mix and who sees snow. So that's the difference between seeing ice, that glaze of ice in northern Kentucky, and seeing the snow in the northern counties of our tri-state area. Heading into tomorrow, slick spots going to be likely again. Give yourself an extra few minutes, 10, 20 minutes, especially because we don't know what's going to happen out there with people on the roadways, slick spots in the areas. Just give yourself plenty of time to make it to where you need to go. Don't feel rushed. Slick spots are going to be likely going through tomorrow. Once we get through tomorrow, temperatures are on the rise though, 39 degrees for our Monday, and then we're going to be in the 60s and 70s for the entire rest of our forecast here. So that's great news moving forward, although the bad news with that is we are going to see lots of rain chances on the way. Not a lot of relief from the rain while we have those 70s, but we are going to see that for Sunday and Monday, which is 64 and 70 degrees. So at least we get a small bit of that warmth without all that humidity and rain in the forecast moving into next weekend once we get past Sunday. Here's what it's looking like on our 8 to 14 day temperature outlook for the Climate Prediction Center. Again, March 9th through the 15th, expected to be above average, not super above average, but definitely above average, and we're staying above average in terms of precipitation as well. Just keep in mind if the temperature trend, the temperature outlook starts to drop below normal and this stays well above normal, expect to see more snow in the forecast. But for now, we're good. Just talking about slightly warmer temperatures and that bigger rain chance heading into that second week in March. Again, I mentioned today is the first day of meteorological spring, but moving forward, there is still 19 days. Still 19 days until the first day of spring moving forward here. So we're getting closer to spring, but we are entering a spring-like pattern once we get through Monday and that first alert weather day we have on deck for you tomorrow. Again, that wintry mess in the morning we just went over. 39 degrees is your high temperature. Again, expect slick spots, especially south of the Ohio River. Tuesday, scattered thunderstorms, 60 degrees. And then as we move into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're going to see some more scattered thunderstorms. We're going to see temperatures in the upper 60s. We're going to see the 70s move in as well. By the time we reach Saturday, we're setting our clocks, or we'll have 2 a.m. twice, so we're springing forward. And that means we will get an extra hour of daylight. Sunsets will start being at 7:30. And so that's good news. Moving into our Saturday, you do lose an hour of sleep, but at least we get the sun a little bit longer. I know I'm excited for that. That just means warmer temperatures are on the way for us. Here's what it's looking like going into the weekend. Again, 64 there on Sunday, looking a lot drier. That's going to be the case on Monday too. So at least we have 2 pretty decent days of seeing, warmer temperatures and also no rainfall in the forecast here. That's what we're watching out for. Again, that wintry mess going into Monday. That's all I have for you guys. I hope everyone stays safe tomorrow morning, and stay safe tomorrow morning. Give yourself that extra few minutes. Again, expect the unexpected. Give yourself at least 20 minutes of extra time so you can take things slow. And that's all I have for you guys. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their weekend. Stay safe tomorrow, and I will check back in with you guys a little later.